Hello students, in this video we are going to learn specifications. Lecture number 5 is continued. In this video the contents which we are focusing is specifications of earthwork in excavation for foundation, cement concrete in foundation. So first we will understand what do you mean by specification. Before starting, I want to give an example for specification. Mobile phone. While buying a mobile phone, we try to understand all the specifications of the screen, of the battery, of the camera and the internal storage, etc. So those are the specifications for mobile phone. Similarly, in construction industry we have specifications for our works carried out on the site. So how it is defined is, construction specifications are the details for the work. These details include materials, scope of the work, installation, process and quality of work. So now we will understand the specifications in earthwork in excavation for foundation. So what are the specifications? Excavation, foundation trenches, exact width of foundation concrete and sides vertical. It means the specifications are telling foundation trenches should be excavated with exact foundation width as per the design given, and the sides vertical sides of the excavation should be vertical. Now if the soil is not good and does not permit vertical sides, the sides should be sloped back or protected with timber shoring. So here there is an figure or image which is shored, or shoring is provided using the wooden blocks. So now here we are going to understand why this timber shoring is provided, because as it is said that the sides should be sloped back if the soil is not good and does not permit vertical sides. So if the depth of the excavation is more to be excavated, then the soil at the top layers try to slide down in the trench. So to avoid that failure or avoid that disturbance in the excavation, we go for the timber shoring. So nextly we will understand the specification while placing the excavated earth. So when you excavate the earth in the trench, you should not place it exactly on the edge of the trench. There should be some space provided. So it is nothing but 1 meter to 1 meter, and in another FPS unit it is 3 feet of the edge of the trench. It means the excavated earth should be placed from the edge at least 1 meter apart. So you can observe here the excavated earth which is placed at 1 meter apart. Now how to finish up the trench? The bottom of the foundation should be perfectly leveled. It means the bed of the excavation trench should be exactly leveled. Then next we are going to concentrate on sides of the trenches. See, again, as we have discussed in the second point, here it is again said to be dressed perfectly. The vertical sides should be dressed perfectly because it should not disturb while placing the bed concrete at the bed of the foundation trench. Now during during earthwork excavation, if you find any treasure or valuable materials, directly automatically it will be the property of the government. So here there is one image showing a pot which is having valuable materials, and one example, picture is shown here to make you clearly understand what are valuables and treasure and the finds. So whatever you find during the excavation, directly it will be the property of the government. So it is one of the specifications. Now if water is found in the foundation trench, the water should be pumped out without any extra payment. Extra payment in the sense, the engineer or the contractor should not ask any extra payment for that pumping out or dewatering of trenches. What are the precautions to be taken during the waterlogged area? In the waterlogged area, precautions: no surface water shall be made given in passage to enter into the trench. So under this specification, earthwork excavation specification, one of the point is trench filling. Now trench filling shall be filled up with earth in layer of 15 centimeter or 6 inch and watered and well rammed. Now this is one of the foundation trench which is filled up with the concrete for in the footing. These are the two footings side by side laid, and now backfilling in the trench is to be done. How it is done is, as per the specification, it should be filled layer by layer of 6 inch or 15 centimeter. Lay one layer of 6 inch, ram it, water it, ram it, and again then fill up with the next second layer of 15 centimeter, again ram it, water it, ram it, again lay the third, and so on till the top of the trench, top of the excavation, till the surface of the earth. Now this earthwork excavation, while refilling it or backfilling the trenches, it should be free from rubbish and refuse matters. It means it should not contain any dry leaves or leaves, wooden material or organic matter, etc. Surplus earth not required shall be removed and disposed, and site shall be leveled and dressed. It means after filling up the full trench, the remaining earth shall be disposed and the surface may be leveled. Measurement: the measurement of the excavation shall be taken in cubic meters or cubic feet. It means the dimensions, length, width and depth of the foundation trench shall be measured after excavation in cubic meters. Now the rate for that particular work of excavation may be taken as per the specification given here. For 30 meters or 100 feet lead and 1.5 meter and 5 feet lift. 1.5 meter or 5 feet lift is nothing but the lifting up of earth of 1.5 meters in depth, and 30 meters is nothing but this is the source, and that excavated soil should be thrown apart from this edge. So it is nothing but 30 meters from this edge. If you consider 30 meters from here and 1.5 meter deep, so the rate shall be fixed as per this pattern. If the lead is exceeding more than 30 meters, the rates are again going to vary. So now see, the one more point it is mentioned, the rates shall be inclusive of all tools and plants required for the completion of the works. It means the labor charges plus tools and plants are included when you take up the rate for 30 meters of lead and 1.5 meter of lift. Now we will try to understand the cement concrete in foundation. So now here we complete the specification for earthwork. Now we are going to concentrate on cement concrete in foundation. Now it is said cement concrete contains cement, fine aggregate and coarse aggregate as the basic materials. So the specifications should be discussed separately for different materials. So cement should be fresh and it should meet standard specifications. It means it should have proper color, it should give the proper cooling effect when you dip your hand in the cement bags. So it should be fine powdered. Then these are these standard specifications. Fine aggregates, the fine aggregates should all the particles of fine aggregates, small grains, should be coarse, sharp and angular, and should have angular edges. Size of the sand particles should pass through 4.75 mm sieve, and it should be well graded. So the sand particles should be clean, free from dust and organic matters. So, and another is fine aggregate should not be sea sand, because it will have salt content which is harmful for the steel used in the construction. So it is prohibited. So sea sand should not be used. This is one of the specification. Coarse aggregate shall be, generally igneous rocks are used as a coarse aggregates, and these igneous rocks which are used should be hard enough, tough, durable and clean. Shape of these coarse aggregates should be cubical in shape. The aggregates should not be flaky and elongated. Then coarse aggregate should be well graded. Okay, graded in the sense it should retain on 4.75. And say consider for different works you have different sizes of aggregates used. Say consider for example for slabs, if you are using 20 mm down size aggregate, then the aggregate should pass from 20 mm sieves, IS sieves, and then retain on 4.75 IS sieve. So all the aggregate particles or coarse aggregates which are settling down in each of the sieves will give proper gradation for those particular aggregates. So coarse aggregates should not exceed 42%. Coarse aggregate should not develop voids in the concrete 42% and more. It should be less than 42% voids, because voids directly or indirectly helps in gaining the strength of the concrete. Proportioning, how the cement concrete should be proportioned. First, measure the concrete according to the fixed proportions as per the concrete mix designs. Whatever you have designed for that particular work should be measured properly according to the proportion. Then bulking of sand should be considered while measuring the sand proportion, because sand, when added with the moisture content, it starts increasing, sand increases its volume, and so while proportioning, bulking of sand for that particular proportion should be taken care of. Concrete mixing, during concrete mixing also there are some specifications to be taken care, large scale constructions works are going on, then the mixing can be taken, mixing can be done using machine mixers, or nowadays we are directly ordering for ready mix concretes. So transit mixers are helping us in mixing the concrete well. Small concrete works, if small concrete works are there, hand mixing is preferred as it is economical. So manual mixing it is said to be. Next, concrete consistency for 50 kg cement bag. There are a few points to be remembered or to understand. So for 50 kgs of cement bag, if the cement concrete ratio is 1:3:6, 34 liters of water should be added. So this consistency is for when 50 kgs of cement bag is used. Say consider this is one bag of cement of 50 kg, then 3 bags of fine aggregate and 6 bags of coarse aggregate, then 34 liters. Then if it is 1:2:4 concrete proportion, 30 liters of water. So next, third and fourth, 27 and 25 respectively. Now the specification for laying of fresh concrete. Make sure concrete is not fallen from the height from 2 to 3 feet, because it results in segregation. Segregation is nothing but separation of the slurry and the aggregates, cement slurry and the aggregates. So the separation is called as segregation. So during laying, we should see that the height of fall of the concrete should be less than 2 to 3 feet. So concrete should be poured before the start of concrete final setting time. So final setting time is 10 hours for the normal concrete, conventional concrete. So pouring should start before final setting time. Initial setting time, we know that it is 30 minutes. So concrete compaction within initial setting time. So compaction should be done for the concrete within 30 minutes, and plus vibrators should be used for vibration or for compaction of the concrete to take out the voids. If vibrators are not available, damping rods should be used for compaction. So this is the image showing the height of fall of concrete, and this is nothing but the compaction image. Thank you students for patient listening. Lecture number 6 will be continued.